Hey guys, so today we're going to be checking out the Cheerson CX23. This is probably one of the smallest GPS drones I've ever seen. It's 1306 motors, I think they're 3300 kV, and they're using 4-inch 4045 two-bladed props. I think it's about 220 millimeters motor to motor. I got little landing legs here. There's a 2S 1200 milliamp hour battery underneath there, 20C. It's a proprietary battery, and you have some little LEDs here. Shows you the charge level. There's a small camera up in front here. Takes 1080p pictures, 1920 by 1080, and it films video at 720p, 30 frames per second. It's got a little 8 gigabyte micro SD card that comes with it. The little camera angle here is adjustable manually, so you can point it down if you want. There's a I don't think that this can be adjusted mechanically through the transmitter, although on the transmitter there's these dials here on the side. They don't seem to do anything. So this transmits video back to the FPV screen there at 5.8 gigahertz, and uses standard FPV channels. So you can, I think it's currently set to 5860. I'll show you that in a second on the transmitter. The video is recorded on board, and the control, I believe, is 2.4 gigahertz, but it's a proprietary Cheerson protocol. So here's a look at the transmitter. You can see here that the throttle stick is centered, so it has altitude hold. Pretty basic transmitter, feels pretty nice. It's got a soft grip here, so it's like a non-slip material. The battery is internal, and there's a little micro USB port there for charging. And I'm not exactly sure how long it lasts. There is a voltage meter on the OSG screen here on this LCD. I'll show you that in a second. Okay, so you got some. Look over some of the basic functions here. You got auto land, return to home, auto takeoff. This little camera here takes photos if you just short press it. If you long press it, it'll start and stop video. And then there's this mode button here that switches between altitude hold, GPS mode, and circle mode. So the screen here is, I think it's a 4.3 inch screen, pretty low resolution, but it's pretty clear, and I think it should be visible in this lighting. It's pretty bright outside, but I'm in the shadows right now. Press a little button here to change your frequency. It'll just go through one channel at a time, and then there's a little on-off switch here on the side to turn that on. The user manual is pretty good. There's a couple of things that were confusing. I think on the compass calibration I couldn't get that to work. But here's a look at this is the LCD screen that's on the transmitter. This might not be too visible in the videos, so I'm going to show it to you in this way. Get voltage here, that's transmitter voltage here on the upper left. You get a signal strength that shows you how your signal strength to the, or control signal strength to the drone. This here is your mode, so A is altitude hold, B is GPS, and C is circle. This here, number 4, is aircraft battery voltage. That's kind of cool. So you have some telemetry coming back from the craft on your battery voltage. 5 is the number of GPS satellites. 6 is your ground speed, and then this one here is your vertical speed up and down, and 7 is your distance away, and then 9 here is your height in meters. So you get, that's one screen, and then there's a second screen. If you press the auto takeoff button, if you short press that, it will take you to the second screen here, and you get some your latitude and longitude, and some other statistics here. You can see that's what those are. Here's a quick look at all of the functions on the transmitter that I just spoke about. And here's a look at all the stuff that comes with the drone in the box. I did an unboxing already. It's in haul number 50. I'll put a card in the corner if you want to look at the unboxing. Okay, at this point I'll go ahead and turn this stuff on. I think we'll turn the transmitter on first. Just press and hold the button. And it's hard to see what's going on there. It's hard to see actually in the current lighting, but you can see with all the glare, it's hard to see what those symbols are. I'm going to turn on the monitor. And then to turn on the drone, you just press and hold the power button here. And then you see the 4 lights. You lay it flat. And there we got a FPV image. That's just transmitting back on 5.8 gigahertz. And let me see if I can bring up that screen that shows the... So I don't know if you'll be able to see that. It's currently transmitting on 5760. And I'm going to actually record the FPV on my FPV DVR. Okay, so we got 9 satellites. This should be good to take off, and we're in altitude hold mode. And I'm going to put it into GPS mode. And we'll go ahead and we'll take it off. There's a little bit of wind here today. You can see it's quite stable. Let me bring it down a little bit here. So totally hands off. It is getting bounced around a little bit by the wind, but it's drifting just a touch. Not too bad. Alright, we'll turn on the video recording. You can see it's very stable. Go fly it around a little bit in GPS mode. It does drop a little bit of altitude when you pitch forward. Yes, it does drop altitude when you pitch forward. I'm going to take it up a little higher. The image on the FPV screen is fairly bright. See if I can, you guys can see that the contrast and brightness is not adjustable on the screen. See if I can fly through the FPV screen a little bit here. Definitely flyable. It is bouncing around due to the wind. There's no image stabilization on here. Okay, let's see how fast this thing can go. I'm going to give it a little speed run here. Turn around. Let's full forward. So the altitude drop's not too bad there. It's not bad. It does drop a little bit there. That's full forward. Interesting. It would be really interesting if this had a better camera and image stabilization or some sort of a gimbal, but yeah, at this price point, probably too much to ask for. Maybe this is ripe for some mods. Let's take it up a little higher. See what kind of a view we can get here. It's going to go straight up. Yeah, it's getting bounced around a lot. I'm up in the winds here. I'm not being protected by the trees, and the video is very shaky. Let me yaw around here. You can definitely see it's very shaky. You can see here I am at 11 satellites. Signal's good. I've been up for about 3.5 minutes. I'm at 7.3 volts. Not sure when it'll tell me to land. I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to try the return to home and see how that goes. So you can see where it took off from. Let's put it over here, and then I'm going to hit return to home. And it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Oh, now it's coming back. Interesting. It is quite a little bit off, and it is trying to land. And it's slowing the motors down. It doesn't. Okay, there it goes. It's not stopping. There we go. So it lands, but it does not disarm. You have to hit the auto land button to stop the propellers. But you can see I'm off probably by about 2 meters. A little bit of GPS drift there. That's not too bad. So I'm at 7.5 volts. I'm going to take it off again. And I'm going to tilt the camera down a little bit because I'm going to go higher up and tilt and see if I can get a little bit better image from higher up. The field of view is pretty narrow on this, so it would be nice to have, if it came with a wider camera angle, but that's what we got. Still recording. I'm going to stop that recording and start a new one to make sure I have something. Start a new recording. It's not recording. Let's try that again. I took a photo, but it doesn't seem to want to do recording again. Let's try that one more time. Okay, there it goes. That was kind of strange. And I'll try altitude hold mode only this time. Let's see what that's like. And go ahead and take it off. So this is just altitude hold only, no GPS. Still pretty stable because there's no wind down here. I'm protected by the trees, but it is drifting to the left there. Definitely more drift than in GPS mode, but still pretty stable. Let's go ahead and fly it around here. So I think I'm getting a voltage warning. The transmitter vibrates when I was doing a little throttle up there. I think it has to do with the voltage dropping on the craft. It's definitely getting knocked around by the wind up there, so I'll bring it back down. Well, it's kind of nice that the transmitter does vibrate at you when your voltage sags. Probably means I do need to land pretty soon. Actually, I think it's landing on its own there. Well, it's good that the motor stopped. Since I have two light bars, or two lights, I've got two lights on the battery, so I'm not sure why it just decided just to hit the ground, but the motor stopped when I hit the ground. Let me try and take off again. It says I'm at 7.4 volts, so I'm not sure what happened there. And I'll try GPS mode this time. Go ahead and take off. Really took off that time. Wants to land now. I think the voltage is too low. When I throttled up there, the voltage sagged and the transmitter vibrated and it went right into return to home mode. So it's going to land. I think it just doesn't want to fly. Let's go ahead and let it land. And the motor stops. Alright, go ahead and change the battery. Okay, I wanted to try the the circle mode, see what that's like. So I'm going to take off in GPS mode, and then we'll go to circle mode and see how that works. Got 10 satellites. Go ahead and take off. And it'll start a recording. Alright. Not a lot of space here, so let's see what this does. Doesn't seem to let me want to go into circle mode for some reason. It is drifting. Oh, I'm in altitude hold mode. Okay, now I'm in circle mode. I want to go off somewhere. Let's see here. It's doing like an automatic yaw. Alright, I'm going to go back into GPS mode. I don't think I'm in a big enough area to try the circle mode out. It's just supposed to circle around you, but I think the circle is going to be pretty big, and I got a lot of trees here, so I think I'm probably going to be crashing. Okay, I think that's about enough for this demo. I'm going to go ahead and land it. Right over the landing pad, and alright, pretty good landing there. Yeah, so this thing's a pretty interesting little drone. It's pretty small for a GPS drone, not that stable in windy conditions, and obviously without a gimbal your video is going to be quite shaky. But it's interesting what they've been able to accomplish at a pretty low price point here. I think it's about $200 for the screen, the transmitter. Has an onboard camera, and you get the drone with the GPS and compass and all that stuff. I believe the flight controller is probably like a Pixhawk or an APM or something like that, based on what I saw on the FPV screen with the all of the telemetry coming back on the screen and the OSD. That looked like APM to me. So possible that this flight controller might be able to be modded to be used in something else, perhaps. I'd be really interested to see if someone could come up with a stabilized gimbal for this. So I know that even in the wind it was bouncing around, but if they had some sort of image stabilization, this might be a little bit more fun, or in terms of getting video. 720p is just quite a not that useful. I mean, everything right now is 1080p at minimum. Everything is going to 4K. So, but you know, this whole thing costs $200, so it's probably asking a lot to upgrade the camera. Probably something we can mod ourselves, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe I'll strap a RunCam 3 underneath here and fly it again, and see what kind of video we can get. Maybe with some sort of like zip tie vibration mount or something like that. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. You guys have any ideas on how to get better video on something like this small? Leave me a comment. I'm curious to know what kind of ideas are out there. Anyway, guys, stay on to my review for the Cheerson CX23. I'll put a link in the description if you guys want to check it out. Definitely interesting to know, or interesting to see where things are going with these GPS drones. They're getting smaller and cheaper, and they have a lot of features, and you know, things like return to home work, GPS hold works. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.